Did you know that the US dollar, the world's most dominant currency, was once backed by actual physical gold? That's right. The story of the dollar is a tale of evolution, intrigue, and power, and it begins in the late 18th century. In the year 1792, the Coinage Act established the dollar as the standard unit of money in the United States. At this time, the dollar was backed by silver and gold. That means for every dollar in circulation, there was a corresponding amount of silver or gold held in reserve. Can you imagine a dollar bill being worth its weight in gold today? Fast forward to the dawn of the 20th century, the Gold Standard Act of 1900 was enacted. This historic legislation officially placed the United States on the gold standard, meaning the value of a dollar was directly linked to a specific amount of gold. This created a sense of security and stability. People knew that their paper money had real, tangible value. Then came the pivotal year of 1944. The Bretton Woods Agreement was signed by 44 nations, establishing the US dollar as the global reserve currency. This was a game changer. The dollar was now the standard by which all other currencies were measured. And guess what? It was still backed by gold, but here's the kicker. The dollar wasn't just a measure of wealth anymore. It was a measure of global power. It was a tool of diplomacy, a weapon of economic policy. The United States, with its dollar, sat at the head of the global economic table. However, the gold-backed glory of the dollar was not meant to last forever. The winds of change were blowing, and they carried with them a shift that would redefine the US dollar and indeed the entire global financial landscape. And then came the year 1971, a year that would forever change the US dollar. In 1971, President Nixon did the unthinkable. He severed the US dollar's last remaining link to gold, effectively ending the gold standard. This monumental decision is often referred to as the Nixon shock. The gold standard was a system where every dollar was backed by an equivalent amount of gold. The US government was obliged to exchange gold for dollars at a fixed rate, ensuring the value of the dollar was always stable. However, during the late 60s and early 70s, the US found itself in a predicament. It was losing gold reserves at an alarming rate due to a large trade deficit and the costs of the Vietnam War. Nixon's solution? Cut the dollar's tie to gold. This decision had immediate and far-reaching effects. With the dollar no longer pegged to gold, the US could print as much money as it wanted. This led to the creation of what we now call fiat money, money that is not backed by a physical commodity. The value of the dollar now depended on the strength and credibility of the US government. It was a gamble, but it worked. The dollar remained strong, and other countries followed suit, abandoning their own gold standards. This was the birth of the modern dollar, a currency backed not by gold, but by trust. So if the dollar isn't backed by gold, what gives it value? You may wonder, well, it's faith and trust in the government and economy, a surprising revelation, isn't it? The value of money in the contemporary world is largely determined by our collective confidence in the system that governs it. Allow me to explain this concept in more depth. When you deposit your hard-earned income into the bank, it doesn't just remain idle. The bank utilizes your money to issue loans to others. And here's the fascinating part. They charge interest on these loans. This is how banks generate profit. They're essentially leveraging your money, your debt, to create wealth. Yet, banks are not the only entities using debt to create wealth. The government also effectively employs this strategy to stimulate economic growth. It does so by issuing government bonds, in essence, borrowing money. This money is then invested in public infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other areas that directly or indirectly contribute to the overall economic development. The theory is that when the economy is thriving, the government can then pay back these debts from the increased tax revenue. Now, this brings us to the concept of the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling is a legislative limit on the amount of national debt that can be issued by the Treasury. This is crucial because it ensures that the government doesn't borrow beyond its means, establishing a delicate balance between stimulating growth and preventing excessive debt. But rest assured, you're not merely a bystander in this process. You too can harness the power of debt. Picture this: you borrow money to invest in a promising venture. If your investment succeeds, you not only repay your debt, but also make a profit. This is how individuals have the potential to leverage debt to their advantage, creating wealth without the necessity to save. So the dollar isn't just a piece of paper, it's a symbol of trust. It's a testament to our shared belief in the system, our collective faith in the economy. And it's this trust that gives you the power to use debt to your advantage. Always remember, the dollar is not just a piece of paper, it's a piece of trust. Fast forward to today, the US dollar remains the world's dominant currency. It's a pivotal player on the global stage, with its performance influencing economies far beyond the United States borders. It's a financial fulcrum, a balancing point upon which global commerce teeters. The dollar's strength or weakness can send ripples of change through the world. It's influenced by a myriad of factors, from economic policies and inflation to geopolitical events. It's a fascinating dance of numbers and trends, a ballet of balance sheets and market forces that can impact your personal finances in ways you might not even realize. The US dollar's role in the global economy is immense. It's the preferred currency for international transactions, the go-to reserve currency for central banks around the world. It's the financial lingua franca, the language everyone speaks when it comes to money. But it's not just about the big picture. The dollar's current state also has implications for your wallet. Understanding the dollar's history and its present can help you make smarter financial decisions. It's not just about stashing away your pennies in a piggy bank. It's about understanding how banks use your money, how debt can be leveraged to your advantage, and how the dollar's fluctuations can impact your savings and investments. Inflation, for example, is a silent thief that can erode the value of your savings over time. Economic policies can shift the terrain of the financial landscape, opening up opportunities or creating challenges. Geopolitical events can send shockwaves through the markets, causing the dollar to rise or fall. The dollar's journey from being a gold-backed currency to becoming a symbol of trust is a fascinating tale of economic evolution. The dollar's past is indelibly inked into its present, and its future remains a tantalizing enigma. The dollar today is more than just a piece of paper. It's a story of power, influence, and evolution. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the transformative power of trust. And it's a tool, one that can be wielded with knowledge and savvy to shape your financial future. Remember, understanding money isn't just about saving, it's about making it work for you. In the midst of this financial maelstrom, we pause and turn to you, our viewers. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the dollar's history and its current state. But now we'd like to hear from you. Do you save money? And if you do, how has your understanding of the dollar's history and its influence on the global stage influenced your savings habits? We also want to know your perspective on how banks utilize your money. Are you comfortable with the way your deposits are used to fund loans and generate profits? Or does it make you uneasy to know that your hard-earned cash is being leveraged in ways you might not fully understand? Your thoughts and opinions matter. They shape the conversation, influence our content, and help us create more engaging and informative videos. So don't be shy, leave your comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content like this. You're not just a viewer, you're part of our community, and your engagement helps us grow. So let's keep the conversation going, and together we can navigate the fascinating world of finance.